All right, here we are at 11/9/2022. Or is it 10/9?
11/9. November 11th.
All right, the election was yesterday in Georgia, midterm elections, and this is the next morning. We're still quite confused about what's going on. I'm just going to tell you I'm confused about what's going on. I've been hearing so much stuff about Q and QAnon and this and that, the military doing this and that, and Joe Biden not being Joe Biden, and Nancy Pelosi's really has already been arrested. I don't know what's truly going on, and I'm just trying to just stay calm. I don't know what's going on, but things are not normal. I really don't think things are normal, if there is such thing as normal. Now, back to the Millennium T-100 aluminum tree stand. We have finally gotten it together. I'm going to go over, just go over it and talk about from top to bottom. Okay, so the legs, first thing they tell you to do is put the legs into this part right here, right here. Now I messed around and didn't read the full instructions, and I didn't put the plastic inserts into those orange things. Then I had to go back and take them off. And then another thing, and put it back. And another thing I did wrong was that the instructions said don't tighten anything up when you put it together, tighten it up when you get through. There's a reason for that. If you tighten things up, then you don't leave yourself any wiggle room when you put other things in different holes and all. So you want to leave a little slack. You don't want to tighten it up. My reasoning was I tightened it up so I wouldn't forget, but it's easier to put these kind of things together if you just, now there's some places that you can tighten up, like say right there, that wouldn't matter. That's where the foot rests, but generally speaking, they say don't tighten things up till you get through. I agree with that. It's a good reason. The seat. Oh, and I talked about on the other thing, where was it made? Made in China? I could never find anywhere. It's well made now, I'll tell you that. The welds are very nice. Look here. This is good stuff. This is not amateur stuff here. This aluminum welds and all. It's a well-made thing. But anyway, on the seat it said made in China. So I'm assuming the whole outfit was made in China. Okay. As far as the legs go, one thing that I had to change too was that this seat locks in one position, and I'll show you how it locks. It locks right here. This comes out right here, and the seat then will rotate all the way around, okay? But when you're getting in this stand, you don't want it to rotate. You want it to be locked. And there's a hole, there's holes here. And this is a spring-loaded thing here. And when you let it go down, the seat will go through these holes and lock. And when you climb in this stand, you really want it to be where it will lock. Because, I mean, I've climbed up both ways. Not locking it and locking it, but it's safer to lock it because you can pull against it a little bit getting up there. And that means that this section of leg, the one with the climbing part, it has to be in the position where the chair will lock facing these steps. And I put it on one of these, I put the steps on one of these, and it would not, this thing will only lock in one place. So you got to make sure that these steps here align with the direction where the seat locks, okay? And it's safer, okay. The installation of the footrest was only, in the instructions, they didn't have any instructions, it just showed a schematic drawing. And it was a little confusing to me, but it appears to me that they wanted you to take this bolt out that was holding the seat together and replace it with this other one right here, which you'll see in the package. And it works like this. It does it, and it's got some plastic. inserts right there, some plastic washers, and that keeps it from squeaking, okay? Now, I also made the mistake of taking this footrest, and putting it way up there, thinking that was the way to get it out of the way, and that's not right at all. Okay, so this, basically, there's some little tabs up there that catch it right there. So there's the footrest. When you get ready to get up and down, I'll have to come it just a little bit. You have to take the little tabs down, and this is the position for climbing right here, and also descending. And when you get up there, you turn these in, and it catches on the seat and gives you a little footrest. They warned vehemently about trying to stand on this footrest, and if you see it, once you put it together, you'll realize that's not meant to stand on, but it is a good footrest. Okay, it's locked in place. All right, what else have I got? Okay, I'll give you my overall view. It's well made, even though I guess it's made in China. The welds are really nice. It's a pricey item, but one thing I like about it is that you can put this kind of stand in places that you just can't put up a ladder stand or a climbing tree stand. It's not that tall. Now they claim, and I've seen on YouTube, that there are some extensions that you can put in there that will make it like 3 feet higher, okay? I haven't been able to find anybody selling those, and I'm really not sure I want to get 3 feet higher. I've already killed a deer with the other version of this called the South Texas tripod stand, which is made out of steel. I like this. In the places that, 2 different places I'm hunting are old grown up fields, and they've been growing up for like 30 years, and there's not many big trees, and besides that, I don't like climbing on a tree stand. I don't feel safe on them. When I was younger, I would do all kind of crazy stuff, but I'm not younger now. Okay, overall, I give it a good rating. Now, I haven't hunted out of this one yet, but I do like the seat better than the South Texas tripod stand. As far as picking that thing up and walking out with it, I can do it, but I'm not really looking forward to doing something like that. Now, as far as putting it, let me step over here and get my notes. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. I'll be right back. Because every video that I've seen, which is very few, don't go over the whole thing. Alright, so Millennium 200, I'm going by notes now. Made out of aluminum, apparently made in China. Tag was on the seat. Well built, wells are professionally looking, could have been machine done, I don't know. Instructions are adequate for the main body. The seat instructions are not adequate because they do not tell you, except for a drawing, a schematic, and it's very small, but I figured it out. The main thing I had problem with was where does this footrest hinge? And I had to take out a bolt up here in this position right here. I'll show you where it is. I had to take out a bolt that was already in there and replace it with another one that came with the package that apparently was the right one. And that was one problem I had right there. But I think I got it figured out. I can't swear to you that's the way it goes, because they didn't tell you. Alright, plastic inserts, I didn't do it. 2 things, I did not put them in when I put the legs in, and if you don't put these in, you can see that that's going to wallow there. This keeps it from wallowing, and this is aluminum here. Okay, now these are steel bolts. You can kind of tap those through and get them lined up, but we did it, you know, it can be done. and got the job done. There are adjustments on the seat. There's an adjustment collar right here. And so a taller person might want to have the seat raised up. Of course, you would have to do it like this. And come on, what are you doing? It's heavy. Why won't that move? Yeah, it'll go up. And a taller person could make the seat higher, but this is perfect for me. Now we'll lock it back again. There it went. Locked it back again. All right, now let me finish this. Okay. The steps need to be in line with the seat. I told you that. Footrest flips down, not up. I told you that. Don't tighten up until you get, don't tighten the bolts until you get it put together. Getting in and out, I will demonstrate that. And I'm 71, but I'm still fairly agile. And I'll get in and out of it and show you how I figured it out. You always want to use a rope or a strap to pull your stuff up with you. All right, now, you don't want to climb with anything in your hand or on your back. I can tell you right now, that makes it more dangerous. So get you a appropriate rope and pull your stuff up and let it down. Overall, I told you. Now the last thing to do is to get up there and show you how to get up and down. You'll have your own way, I guess, but it's not. Now the seat is locked right there. It won't turn. And I can do it either way, but I can feel that if you turn, if you were to kind of slip, and they say always make sure you got 3 points. That'd be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, you know, and that's just safety stuff right there. Okay. Oh, another thing. This here comes down. Now, if you were to reach up there and think that that was rigid and grab that, you might pull yourself. The only thing you can really hold to is this part here. This here's not. You know, you can hold to the bottom seat part of the chair. Now, this right here has no adjustment. So, if you needed, for some reason or another, needed the seat further leaned back or something, you would have to customize it for yourself, but I find it comfortable. Okay, so, right here, next to the last step. Now what I do is I put my foot right there on the top step, like that, and then reach back and ease up in there. Really easy once you got confidence in it. Footrest, flip out the tabs, and it sits right there. Okay, now it moves, and that's the barrel of the seat moving inside the collar that it sits down in. That's normal, apparently, and it'll go both ways. So don't get excited there. It's locked. Unlock it. I know where it is. It's right here. Reach down. You'll have to hold on good. It's not all that easy for me to reach it. I don't have gorilla arms. And now it's unlocked, okay? And now you can use your feet on the 3 steps to ease around. This is my crossbow, you know, and check around if you need to. It doesn't make hardly any noise, and it will go all the way around, okay? This is something totally new for me. Now the South Texas tripod stand has a circle of metal rebar around the top, which you can just creep along. It's slightly made different. Okay, now I'm wanting to get down, so I'm going to reach down here and find my thing. Let it click in. It's not it yet. Okay, so not got it yet. Now it's flipped and it's spring loaded. Now the seat is locked. It'll turn a little bit, but it. So I'm going to let the footrest down. Okay. Turn right back like I did before. Make sure I got a good hold of it. And put this left foot on this top step. Now I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'5", not even quite that. And this is perfect for me, this spacing right here. I got 2 feet on here, one up here, one down here. Got 3 holding just this seat here now. That's the only thing steady. And I just turn around like that. And I feel quite safe. Now I'm going to grab hold of the top step. And I'm going to ease down. Okay. I'll show you what this is right here. This is the limiting straps right here. So that when you put this thing out, see, it'll stop. You put it together like that. Okay, these limiting straps go on the bottom bolt, and there's a washer there. It's already put together. It's just 3 different holes. That strap's pretty nice. And then this right here is where the legs go together when you take it down, and this straps it up. Well, I'll go ahead and take it down and show you. Now, they have a video online, or not online, yeah, I guess you'd say online, about safety for a tripod stand, but it is not specific to this one. So it's really practically useless. Okay, so going inward. Now I'm going to go this way a little bit. Now I'm going to come over here to this one and bring it in. And bring that one in, that one in. Walk around it. This is my safe way of doing it. Now, when you get all of these in, you're going to have to provide the. See how that fits? These fit in there like that. Right there. Now this right here goes around it. I'm resting it on my shoulder and locks it all together. Now that's for transporting. I'm not going to do that right now, but I will show you. I'm able to, and this, you can hold it back here. There's actually a good place to hold it back here, and that's not a good place because that would. So from here, I guess you're just going to have to go here with it, and down it goes. Okay. Back up again. Get that handle back there. Get it up. This is good and strong. Get it about right there. Get that out and just start lean it. Get that one out. That one some. There may be some better ways to do this, but be careful. Make sure it doesn't get overbalanced. You're going to be able to do this. Somebody with gorilla arms, like I said, could do this without even walking around like I'm doing. But I'm fresh out. Now, you've got your taut here. Okay, now, you do have an adjustment here. I've not used this adjustment, but this adjustment here is for uneven ground. Oh, there's little spikes on the bottom of here. Probably be a good idea to go along and, push them down. But this right here, I have not used this, but let's say you needed to lengthen it a little bit. Pull this, Raise it up, put it down. There you go, right there. That works. All right. I found very little information online about this. Only like 1 or 2 mentions, little videos of showing this stand. Now Millennium makes all kinds of tree stands, and this is just one of their options. This is an option for some people, not for everybody. But I find a lot of places when I'm out scouting around in the places I hunt where I could say, hey, I'm gonna stick one of those up right there. Maybe in, you know, where it's kind of a bushy place, and maybe you got bushes up like that that hide you or something like that. I feel very good in it. All right, that's my effort at showing you this stand, and it won't take much to do better than the ones that are out there, because there's not but 1 or 2, so I got to be in the top 3 anyway. But now I'm going to talk to you, and I'm going to come back in a minute, and I'm going to talk to you about a couple of spiritual matters that I like to include with my videos, and I hope that you'll be able to get some good out of that. Okay, I'll come back to you very shortly. All right, I think this is going to be on the tail end of the video about the Millennium T-100 aluminum tripod stand. Now, I did make a mistake in that one, in that other segment. I called it a Millennium 200, but it's not. It's a Millennium 100. I told you I had a little bit of a spiritual message to give you, and that's what I'm going to try to do right now. All right, I'm out here with olive oil. I'd like you to meet olive oil. That's a Howard Hill Wesley Special 50-pound longbow. Now, I don't hunt live animals with olive oil anymore because I've gone to a crossbow, for the reason that it's a lot more likely to get the job done without complications, because it's more accurate, and it's also hits a lot harder. 240 feet per second or something like that, and these are like not even 100 feet per second. Let's walk a little bit closer. All right, the first shot, and I'll get to my spiritual message in here in just a minute. That's my saying about the hunting weapons. The first shot is the only one that counts, because the deer that we have around here, they don't give you a second shot. Now, I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going on up in the Midwest, and some of these videos I see out there in Kansas and all that, and they shoot at these big bucks, and the bucks just stand there. Well, I can promise you that they don't do that here. If they don't run before you shoot them, they definitely run if you shoot and miss them, and they run if you shoot and hit them. They do not give you a second shot. So the only shot that counts is the first shot. And let's just see if I can make the thing work. First shot, it's touching my hat. Let's walk up there and just see how good old olive oil did. All right. Oh yeah. Well, the heart is right here, according to this thing here. So that's probably a double long shot. I'd rather hit it down here than up here, I promise you that. I'd rather hit it down there. Either you're going to get a real good kill and a real good blood trail, or you're just gonna, it ain't gonna kill them. Depends on how low it was, you know. But that's probably a tremendous blood trail and a kill. Up in here is where you have problems. Up in here, you're going to likely not get a good blood trail, even if you catch one of the lungs. But back to what I was talking about. Well, I hadn't talked about it yet. Spiritual side of things. All right. I don't know if you ever heard of Chris Stapleton or not. He's a very good singer that can't really be pegged as country, as blues, as anything, rock and roll. He just started as kind of a country singer. But anyway, a song that I saw in the last few days, I like to watch these song reviews at night when I'm getting ready to go to sleep and can't really get to sleep. It's not quite time. And he did a song called Death Row. You need to listen to that. That Chris Stapleton is something else. Just a beautiful voice. Now there's two versions you'll see on YouTube. One is the live performance. Generally his live performances are the best, but this one is better in the audio studio version of it. Make sure you listen to that one. There's no video with it. It's just him singing. Death Row. Now what I want to say is this. Very, very heartbreaking. This man's on death row and he's marking off the days of his calendar until he's called to be put executed. But what I wanted to tell you was this. I don't know if anybody's told you, but we're all on death row. The only difference is between us and that man, they know, the man in prison knows the day and the hour when he'll be dead. We're going to be dead. We don't know the day and the hour. And so we kind of forget about it and don't worry about it and all that kind of stuff. But we're on death row, all of us, every human being. I got some good news for you though. There was a man by the name of Yeshua that lived 2,000 years ago. He's also known as Jesus Christ. In Hebrew, it's Yeshua HaMashiach. That man had the secret of living beyond the death that we know that we must face. It's called eternal life. I want you to give a second thought or a second look at what Yeshua had to say. Now you can read it in the Bible, in the New Testament, of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, which are books of the Bible. He said what he was going to say. He raised people from the dead back then. And he also raised himself from the dead when he was crucified, when he was facing death row. And he raised himself from the dead. And he promised that he could do the same for us if we would meet certain conditions. I'll say a condition, and it has nothing to do with our good works. He made it clear, all of our works are as filthy rags. You can't work your way into the kingdom of heaven, but you can achieve that by believing in the Messiah and trusting him and following his instructions, which is to believe in him. And he tasked those that believed in him with the task of declaring his name before men so that other people might take advantage of this promise that he made. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, if you believe in me, you have passed from death unto life. Now he wasn't talking about the first death. That's got to go. Everybody's got to have that. But it's the second death he's talking about. There's two deaths. I don't want to get too much into Bible theological teachings or anything. I like to keep it simple. If this message sounds good to you, no matter how old you are. Look at it in the Bible, read what Yeshua had to say, and see if you might believe in that. That's all I can tell you. I believe it. I can't prove it. There's no way to prove that. It's in a spiritual realm. Spirit, you can't even see it. This life that he promises, as I understand it, is a life of a different type. It's not the fleshly, flesh and blood type life, but it's life just the same, and apparently it's forever. All right, this is Gardener Israel. I hope that will spur you to check these things out, and I hope to talk to you again.